If you own or are looking to buy a manual C5 Corvette, you'll know that Chevrolet implemented a fuel-saving feature known as Computer Assisted Gear Select, or CAGS system. In short, it forces you from first to fourth if the computer decides that you aren't hitting the gas hard enough. While in theory this system seems like a good idea, in practice it is really annoying. As such, we'll be eliminating that system today by using the CAGS eliminator from compliance parts. Let's dive right in. First thing we're going to do is to completely remove the battery. While I'm doing that, I will say that there really isn't too much I want to say about this system, except that it always seems to activate at the wrong time. To be honest, it almost made it into my top 5 things I hate about my C5, but it got bumped off the list by a few other things. It will be mentioned when we do finish up that mini arc. I promise I haven't forgot about that miniature series. Anyway, I decided since I was ordering the LMC5 from Compliance Parts, I would also order the CAGS Eliminator and take care of that system once and for all. This part does not require you to get under the car, which I was actually really excited about. After the battery is removed, we're going to locate the circular connector and disconnect it. There are 2 circular disconnectors in this area. The one you're looking for is usually on top towards the hood and is almost directly under the hood latch. Compliance Parts suggest removing it from the body mount. You'll notice that I didn't do that, but I'll be honest with you, if you do, it's going to make this process a whole lot easier. Looking at the end where the wires go into the connector, we're looking for the gray wire in position A. If you look really closely, there is a barely visible A stamped into the plastic. It is really tough to see. The middle wire in position B will be yellow and the position C wire should be purple. Some cars will have a 4th position wire. Notice I am working with the connector towards the cabin of the car. It has an arrow stamped into the outer plastic. We won't be working with the other half, so you can leave it be or dangle for the moment. Using a flat blade screwdriver, you'll want to remove the blue retention clip from the gray connector, gently prying up. This part may pop off, so be careful not to lose it underneath the car. We'll be removing the gray wire. Insert the terminal tool between the locking tab and terminal and gently pry the tab. Be careful not to go further than you need to in order to remove the terminal. Once the terminal gets past the locking tab, you can remove the tool and just pull out the gray wire. Compliance Parts does give you instructions to eliminate the 1 to 4 shift light as well, but I have chosen not to do that. As a matter of fact, I'll probably end up using that light as a suggestion to go from 1st to 3rd, which I do much of the time anyway. Next, we'll insert the CAGS skip terminal into the same hole that we just removed the gray wire from. Again, this should be position A. We'll insert it all the way until the connector stops. Make sure it goes in straight and not at an angle. Align and insert the 4 plastic legs of the retention clip into the terminal half. Press until firmly seated. Finally, you can align the 2 connector halves and reconnect. We'll route the ring terminal wire along the fender towards the fuse panel. Under the plastic cap marked B positive, we'll place the ring terminal over the post and install it with the nut. We'll then reinstall the battery and turn the car on to verify that there are no messages on the DIC. You'll want to get the coolant up to running temperature, which should be right around 170 degrees Fahrenheit, to ensure that the CAGS system will trigger. Verify that you can ship from 1st to 2nd during normal acceleration and from a complete stop. If you have no messages and you're able to shift 1st to 2nd, congratulations, you have just eliminated the CAGS system. Hey everybody, so I'm going for a quick ride around the neighborhood just to check out this CAGS Eliminator kit from Compliance Parts, and so far I am really happy with it. I've seen the shift light come on 4, 5, or 6 times now, and it hasn't once forced me into 4th. Now you can get rid of that light using that kit if that's something that bothers you. But that light never bothered me. As a matter of fact, I'll probably end up just using it as a 1 to 3 suggestion, because 1 to 3 is actually a lot more comfortable than 1 to 4. 4 tends to bog the engine down pretty bad. But anyway, I gotta say, if you're looking at compliance parts and you're planning on doing either the module or the shift eliminator kit, the CAGS eliminator kit, I do highly suggest it. As I said, the module was about a 5 in terms of difficulty. That's probably a little on the high side than what actually was the truth. It's probably more like a 4, 3 or 4. The eliminator kit was honestly a 1.5. It took me 45 minutes, and that was because I was moving the camera around as much as I was working. So that's it should take you honestly 25 minutes, 30 minutes tops if you're focused. So I do highly suggest it. Very happy with it. I like that I'm going to be able to pick whatever gear I want to be in. I gotta say that there is, when I see that light go on, it's almost like second nature now to just automatically go to 4th. I gotta wire that out of myself as much as I had to wire that out of the car. So I'll be working on that. But I am actually looking forward to a few other mods in the coming weeks. I do have the MGW shifter as well as the Redline goods to put on. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be doing that in the next couple of days, and the video will be out about a week or 2 after this one releases. So that's exciting. In addition, I am hoping to put on an exhaust system. That is a whole other process. There is a lot going on with that. I've been kind of sitting on that because I'm having a little bit of trouble with the company, but I'm going to save that for another video, and we'll talk about that. So, I want to thank you for making it to this end of this video. If you like this content, please consider subscribing and following me as I continue my journey on my daily driven Corvette.